what is it that makes all these bands want to make Christmas music? Is it charts? Is it money? Is it, they know the audience or they think their audience loves it? What's the reason?
It's a good question. I think it varies for, a lot of artists. I mean, I think some of the songs on here sort of accidentally became Christmas songs, like Joni Mitchell's River. She wrote that. She didn't mean for it to be a Christmas song, but because, it mentions Christmas and it mentions snow, it sort of turned into an unofficial one. And things like, and so that's just like one example. But there are some, I think that, like the Waitresses, for example, Christmas Wrapping came about because their label was doing a Christmas record and they're like, you're going to do a song for it. And so, they basically, the owner booked them studio time and said, you're doing this. And so, there's stuff like that. There's like, Bowie and Bing Crosby, that was a TV special. So I think some of it was basically other people saying you're doing this. Other of it was just, they just sort of decided that they wanted to do that, I think. When you think of something like Happy Christmas, War is Over, at the time that was sort of used as, very much what like John and Yoko politically were, where they were at the time. And so there's stuff like that. There's, I think obviously Band-Aid was done for for charity. So it varies. It varies really, really wildly. And I think some people just like Christmas. Like I'm not sure why King Diamond did No Presents for Christmas, but like, sure, it totally works because it's just so bizarre. And they just, they wanted to do that. So it is really interesting. I think you do have the people, different artists are a lot more into it than others. And you can kind of tell that, something like I think why the compilation, which I'm completely blanking on, which is terrible because it's been a long day. The Red Hot compilation, the Christmas compilation.
Oh, yeah.
Every artist on that, I think, because of Such for a Good Cause, everybody just really gave their all on that. And it just sounds like that's why that's one of those compilations that, it's still played now, because then when I was going through, I ended up picking a lot of stuff from that compilation just because it was so good and they've become such classics. But, but other songs, it was just kind of like, sure, it's kind of a lark, like the Vandals. The Vandals, I think, pretty much did a Christmas album as a lark. It didn't sell very well. They're like, they reissued it. They tried to make it happen again. It really didn't, but, it was just something kind of fun to do.
That I get. I do get those reasons. Oi to the World. I love that. That was so funny. And
So fun.
um one more of those. So the AC/DC Mistress to Christmas.
Yes. Which honestly, I had no idea, because I heard that on the radio. I had no idea that it was about Donald Trump. And like from, back in the day when he was just sort of in the tabloids all the time. And it blew me away when I found an interview with Angus Young talking about that. I'm like, oh, okay. It just made so much more sense then.
The album's A Very Special Christmas, by the way, that you're thinking of.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes. I was blanking on the name. So, but yeah, I mean,
one and two and three. How many were there? There's the red, there was the green. Yes. It was like the Beatles records. There was red, green, and then I can't remember what the color of the other one was. But
yeah, the first two are pretty much your classics. The second one is the one that has the Petty song on it.
Right.
Yeah, just classic.